welcome to Match Fishing Masterclass. My name is Matthew Powell and I've brought you today to a lovely little urban canal in Dudley, which is known as the Waterfront Marina. Why pick this marina in winter? Well, there's always quite a few pike anglers who fish along this stretch, and just over to my left is a big blue bridge that splits two marinas in half, and it's quite narrow on the bridge, so the pike tend to sit in the narrow bit of the mouth, and when the fish tend to come through the mouth, the pike are there and they just snaffle all the fish basically. So yeah, this is why I've come to this area. How do I fish this sort of canal? I've opted today for a 14.5 metre pole line, slightly out of my pay. It's around 5.5 to 6 foot deep when I've plumbed it up. I've gonna introduce some ground bait there, and I've put in 3 to 4 balls of Bait-Tech Pro Natural Dark and Bait-Tech Super Max Feeder 50/50. So the pole rig I choose for this style of fishing it's quite simple really. It's a number 5 Preston slip elastic to a Guru Dacron connector, 011 power line from Preston. It's really robust, strong, it's not going to let you down, and it's nice and subtle, so that's why I like it. A 0.6 Drennan SF2 float pattern. It's got a wire stem with a plastic insert tip, so the conditions here can be a little bit hard to read your float, so I think a plastic tip, it just holds better in the water and you can see it really nice. Going down to a bulk of Olivet, I've got a 0.3 Olivet with some trimming shot above and a nice little bulk shot below, 2 number 10 droppers and a 6-inch hook link of 010 to a size 20 Hayabusa hook pattern, and it's a black nickel hook. So the feeder line, this is the line that I would normally start on this canal. Starting with the rod itself. It's a Cresta identity rod. I love these rods for bream, skimmers, roach. They're really soft and a nice forgiving rod, so you don't bump fish. They're just really nice. Main line is a 4 pound mono, and what I've done is I've put 6 foot of 019 fluorocarbon on. Reason I've done that is basically I want the line to be invisible. So fluorocarbon is subtle, very, very low visibility in the water, which is better in my opinion. I've then got a little feeder link from Guru, a little small feeder link, which is what I attach my feeder to. I've then underneath that got a little piece of 6 pound Drennan power gum. The reason I use this is I can get away with using really light hook links. So the little bit of stretch in the power gum just allows you to use an 010, even an 08 hook link if you really want to. But I don't think there's no need to go to 08. 010 it's fine. And then I finish that off with a size 18 B560. I start on an 18 B560 to a 50 centimetre hook link. I'll see how that's going. And then if it's hard, I can always drop down to a size 20 B560. And equally, if I'm bagging and I'm having a lot of fish, I can step it up to a size 16 B560. Again, all on the same 50 centimetre hook links. How have I started today? Basically, I've gone straight in on the feeder, like I have just done there. While I let my pole line rest, which is down my peg slightly. So I've let that rest. So what I've done is I've gone straight out on the feeder. Little 15 gram cage feeder like we spoke about. Double maggot hook bait, size 18 B560. And we didn't have to wait long for our first skimmer. It was pretty much instant. Skimmer about 6 ounces. We've then I've had to wait a little bit. I've had to wait 10-15 minutes, and I've had a proper skimmer of about a pound and a half. We've had to wait probably 10 minutes, and then I've had a proper one about 2.5 pound. It's then gone a little bit iffy, if I'm honest. The bite's dried up, and I felt like I've had to introduce a bit more bait. So I've put my baiting in feeder back on, I've put in 3 or 4 feederfuls again, and then I've basically just put a little 15 grammer on, gone straight over the top, and it's gone round again with a better stamp fish around £3. And that's really been the tale of the day, really. I've had 3 or 4 fish, then I've had to top the peg up. 3 or 4 fish, top the peg up. 3 or 4 fish, top the peg up. It's surprising, really, how much bait they've wanted. They haven't really shied away from anything. They've proper been aggressive. They're fed in the peg. I'm getting liners all the time, which is nice. After about the 3rd feed, I've noticed that I'm getting quite a lot of bladdered maggots. So I've tried different baits, double pinky, single maggot, maggot and a pinky. And what's happened is, I think, the bigger fish have backed off the feed and the small fish had moved in, roach, perch. So what I've done is I've shortened my hook link right down to about 30 centimetres from 50. Put on single maggot and double pinky, and I've started getting some nice stamp roach, nice perch, fishing nice and quick. I've probably had 15, 16 of them before it started going a bit funny again. So I've just basically redone what I've done all day. I've put some more bait in, but this time I laced it with a lot of fluoro pinkies. I felt like as the day was going on, there was more and more fish wanting to feed. So I've put quite a lot of fluoro pinkies in just to try and hold the fish in my peg a little bit more. And then after that, I've had 4 or 5 decent skimmers. So I was probably on, I'd say 15 or 16 skimmers for about, I don't know, £15, something like that, 15, £16. So coming into the last hour, I've started seeing a couple of blows come up on the pole line. So what I've done is, I've gone from fishing the tip, I've put 4 or 5 big cagefuls in before I've gone on the pole. I've looked on the pole, first drop, I've had a perch, 4 ounces. I've come back, gone back in, I've had a little hybrid. But I always felt that there wasn't as many fish on the pole line as there was on the tip. What you've got to remember is it's a wide piece of canal. It's a marina. There's quite a lot of fish that are moving through, so it'll take them quite a while to come in and be confident on the pole line. So what I felt like doing was, I've topped it up straight away with 2 small balls of ground bait. Just put 2 small balls in. I've gone back out on the feeder line and it was absolutely solid. I've had 4 to 5 decent sized skimmers again on the tip. It's always worth in the winter as well. If you're not getting indications on the tip, just twitch your feeder back. It doesn't do any harm. It's a nice clean bottom here. Obviously, if it wasn't a clean bottom, I wouldn't be doing it, because you're dragging your feeder into silt and muck and leaves and rubbish across the bottom. Alright, so I'm going to have a quick go on the pole line. Double pinkies, a hook bait. What I've done is I'm going to keep my rig nice and stationary as I possibly can. I've put about 2 inches of line on the deck, so I want it to be nice and stable in the water. Just flick the rig out, let it come back in a nice line. The key on this pole line has been, the wind just got up a little bit there, but I'll try and get one. The key on this pole line today has been lifting and dropping. I found that's brought the better stamp fish. So I re-topped this up about half an hour ago, so hopefully it won't be too long before we have a bite. There you go, and there's one straight away. Feels like a nice skimmer. Just take your time with these fish, nice and easy, don't rush. Just really take your time. They're nice bonus fish, so just be nice and easy. Get to me 7th section. Get to me 6th. Can't undo that section, so just take your time. Decent little fish. Yeah, nice little skimmer. There we go. So that topping up has really helped that peg, because before I topped up and went back on the tip, there was no fish there, so just get disgorger on that one. So that's really helped that. Real nice fish there. Oh, he's even put his fin up for us, look. Beautiful, put him back. I'll go for another one. So, I'll go back out now with another double pinky on. I've got two types of pinkies today. I've got live and dead. I've put dead fluoro pinkies in the mix, and I'm just putting a double live fluoro pinky on the hook. I think the dead pinkies have really helped to keep fish in the peg, to be honest. So we'll try this again. If it goes under, happy days. But if it doesn't, I won't be worried to top the peg up again. Because I've had that decent skimmer now, I know that there's going to be a few skimmers in the area, so we'll see if we can have another one. And then we'll take it from there, as in topping up wise. Thing is, now I feel that there's enough bait between my two lines that I'm fishing to catch. Oh, there's another one. Absolutely solid now. That's only a small fish, this one. There we go. A small roach or a small perch or something. But this is the thing about fishing like this. Yeah, a little hybrid, that one. You know, it's 1 minute your lines are, there's a few fish there, the next minute you've got to rest it, go on another line, top up. So what we're going to do now is go back out. With me catching fish like that, there's no need to top up. We'll just see if this run continues, and then if we have 5-10 minutes without a bite, we'll top the peg up then. There's no point pushing your peg and putting too much bait in when there's no need to. You know, we've had 2 drops in there and it's boom, straight away. We've had a little hybrid and a decent skimmer, so we'll just see how it goes now. But this has basically been the merit of the day, really. It's been really good on that feeder. And then obviously I've come on the pole line, wasn't so good, a few small fish. Then I've gone back on the feeder, had a few, there's a lot of fish there now, I'm getting a few liners now, so hopefully there should be a few fish there now. The canal's towing at the moment, it's towing left to right, so what I'm doing is I've put about 3 inches of line on the bottom, so it's a nice static bait. Ah, there you go, that's a small fish again. So what I'm probably going to do now is, because I've had 2 small fish on the run, we've had that decent skimmer, and then this is it's a nice roach, that one. Straight to hand. Nice roach, that one. What I was going to do then was top up, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go out again and see if I can get another fish, because that's a nice stamp fish to catch. So I'm going to go straight back in, double fluoro, pinky again. Let's see if we can catch another one. So I'm just got to keep these fish coming now, and hopefully they stay for a little bit. So we'll repeat the process. 14.5 metres. That's it. That's it. Line it up with my marker. See how it goes. And there's another little fish. So, although I'm only catching little fish, it's good to just keep you're just topping your net up constantly with fish, so it's nice. All right, they're not the biggest fish in the world, and that's a nice little stamp roach again. You know, they're not the biggest fish in the world, but they are a decent stamp roach that you can, make a nice weight builders really in the winter. Just clear that muck off my line. So I'm going to try a different bait now. I'm just going to put a single maggot on and see if that produces a slightly better fish maybe. Let's sort that elastic out. That's it. This pole line has just got stronger and stronger through the day, so what I've done is I haven't really pushed the peg at all. I've just kind of fed my initial bait, gone on it after an hour on the tip, seen if there's anything there. There was nothing there really. I had a perch and a roach, and then I've topped it up again with 2 really small balls. So although I've kept bait going in on the line, I haven't really pushed it as if to say like I've ruined the line. I've just always topped up with a little bait there just to keep some bait in the peg. Oh, I just missed a bite then. Ever so weird. I've just changed to single maggot there, and I don't know, it doesn't seem to be right. I'll just give it another 5 minutes. If it doesn't go under, we'll go back to pinkies. Just get it right over where I put my bait in. Oof. Really fast bite that was. See what happens now. Like I said, I've just missed 2 bites in a row on a big maggot. So, on pinkies I wasn't missing anything. So I think if I miss another bite, I'll be changing from that maggot and I'll be going straight back onto double pinky. I'm probably just snatching at the big maggot, to be honest. Just lift and drop. Like I said before, lifting and dropping on this pole line's been mega today. Make the bait move, make it flutter in the water. It's been mega. Oh, and there we go. Really small fish that time. Right, it's come off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that maggot off. And I'm going to go back on double pinky, I think. So what I'm going to do, I've just took that maggot off. because it wasn't right. So I want to put double pinky back on, double fluoro pinky. Check my elastic. Always check your elastic. I always, something that Ricky taught me. Always check your elastic before you ship out. Make sure it's not tangled around your end of your pole or anything. So you know you don't want to lose fish this time of year. That will make you lose a fish. So I'll get back in there. We'll see if it goes under now. So like I say, it's been important today to just lift the rig. So what I'm going to do is lift it out 6 inches out the water, drop it back in, and then I've had the bite literally as it touches the bottom again. No, it's not happened that time. So just leave it in for 30 seconds and then I'll replace the rig back in the water. Nothing at that time, so I've just lifted into a fish there. Little tiny fish again. Muddy pole sticking. Probably a little tiny roach or a perch again. Yeah, nice little roach. So I think what we'll do is we'll finish on that and we'll get these fish back. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Thanks again to Ricky who's been filming today and Tight Lines.